Okay, good afternoon, class. Today we're looking at statistics. We are looking at the examples for exercise 13.4. Today we're going to look at cumulative frequency. Your cumulative frequency. And I'm reading from page 448. However, the exercise is on page 453. 453. Okay. Just wait for that call quickly. Alright, so okay. So the cumulative frequency. The cumulative frequency table is a table which we keep what is commonly known as a running total. Okay, it's a running total. Consider, for instance, that McKinsey, no? Is that right? It was McKinsey reported the marks out of 10 for a test that a class of 32 learners wrote. The marks obtained are given in the following frequency table. Okay? Here, the frequency, basically that means the number of times that the particular mark occurred. Okay, so if you're looking at this table here, just minimize this a bit. Then that means to say 1 out of, how much was this test of 10? 1 out of 10, there were 2 people who got 1 out of 10 for this test. Can you see that, people? Then 2 out of 10, how many people got 2 out of 10? 3. How many people got 3 out of 10? 1. Can you see that? How many people got 4 out of 10? 6. How many people got 8 out of 10? 2. How many people got 10 out of 10? 1. Can you see that, people? You all understand that point. Huh? Now, your cumulative total is simply that who got 1 out of 10? 2 people. Okay. Then, how many people got 2 or less? So it's going to be 2 plus that 3, which is 5. Okay. You all understand. Then, the person who got 3 is 3 out of 10, 1 person. So who got 3 or less? 6 people. Can you see that, people? So what we do is we say 6 plus 6 is 12. 12 plus 8 is 20. 20 plus 3 is 23. 23 plus 4 is 27. 27 plus 2 is 29. 29 and so on. It's 31. 31 plus 1 is 32. Did you see that, people? So your cumulative frequency, the last value here will always be the same as the total number they are in that group. You guys understand? So the last value in your cumulative frequency column will always be equal to the total number of the group in question. You guys understand? Okay. So let's see what they say. The cumulative frequency column makes it easy to see that. In the first case, 6 learners achieved 3 or less. Can you see that? We spoke about that already. 29 learners achieved 8 marks or less. Okay, and then the number of learners who achieved more than 6. So more than 6, if you look at more than 6, is of course 7 onwards. Not so. So it's going to be 32 minus 23, which indeed is 9. So the cumulative frequency makes it easy for us to do calculations. And it's easy for us to see what's happening. Okay? Let's look at the next question. And the next statement here. Note, the final column, the frequency, the final cumulative frequency, 32 is equal to the total frequency, also 32. We indicated that the frequency for each mark tells us how many learners obtained that mark. The cumulative frequency tells us how many learners got that mark or less. Okay. And already I've indicated or highlighted that phenomenon there. Note, the final cumulative frequency 32 is equal to the total frequency. Okay, that's repeating. The cumulative frequency can be extended to include group data. For example, Miss McKinsey, no? Huh? McKinsey. Okay. Recorded the result of all the grade 11 learners for the year-end mathematics exam as a percentage. She grouped these results in intervals of 20 and listed them in the cumulative frequency table that follows. Miss McKinsey have a lot of time on her hands by the looks of it, no? Right. I'm lucky I'm not Miss McKinsey. I got better things to do, no? That's fine. So people looking at this here, normally they don't give us this column here and then they ask us to complete that column. Or they give us this column and they ask us to complete this column. You guys understand? So it works vice versa. Okay? They don't give you both, they give you one of the two. I should have cut out that. But anyway, so how many people got between 0 and 20? 6. And how many people got between 20 and 40? 18. And 40 to 60? 15. 6. And from 60 to 80? 32. From 80 to 100? 80. And that adds up to 30. People, if somebody got 20 out of 20%, in which class interval will this person be? The first one. And 40? And why wouldn't it be, if he got 40, why is it in the second and not in the third? The equal sign was here. Okay, you guys understand? Alright, so that is out of the way. Also, they ask us to complete this column here. We started with 6 and then, that's normally the same. 6 plus 18 is 24 then. 24 plus 56 is 80. 80 plus 32, 112. 112 plus 18, 130. Which is also the same as the total. Will you guys understand? So easy, huh? You can't believe it. Now, let's see what they tell us here now. So Ms. McGeezy can now see at a glance that 24 scored 40% or less. Can you see? 24% scored 40%. 80 learners scored 60%. 80 learners scored 60% or less. Yes, there we go. 112 learners scored 80% or less. Okay, you guys understand it? How many learners scored more than 80? 18. Okay, that was easy. Alright. We can also calculate in which class interval the median lies. So if there's 130 people, what's 130 divided by 2? 65. So you're going to look at the 60, where the 65th person is lying. Not so. The end of this class are considered 6. At the end of that class are considered 24. So from 25 to number person 18 is in this category. Not so. So in which category or which class interval does your median lie? The median is x is greater than 40 but less than equal to. You guys understand? I mean, I'm going too fast. No? So I feel like this is too easy for you guys. This is like insulting your intelligence. No? That is why when it comes to the meetings, I always tell them, take this out and give them something more challenging. No? It's too easy for my learners. They fall asleep in this lesson. So. Alright, so what else can we say? There, right? We spoke about that. So it's between the 56th and the 65th and the 66th. Both 65th and 66th lies in interval 40 to 60. And this is therefore the interval in which the median lies. Since the data has been grouped and the individual scores are not available to us, we are not able to determine the exact value of the median. Okay, so because it is group data, we don't know exactly the 65th and the 66th person what they obtained. Okay, so we just give the interval then. So now we're looking at the cumulative frequency curve. And I'm now reading on page 449. 449. Okay. The full lesson can be found in the description box below. Okay. So the information in the cumulative frequency table can now be extended to graphical representation, which is called the cumulative frequency curve or the ogive. Okay, pronounced ogive. Okay, someone said ogive or ogive. It's your cumulative frequency graph. Okay, or polygon. No, not polygon, sorry. Cumulative frequency curve. Polygon is something different. Alright, cumulative frequency curve, ogive, are useful for finding estimates of the median and the upper and lower quartiles of data that has been grouped in class intervals. They are also used to answer questions such as how many observations fall below or above the given value of the variable. Exciting times. Now we're looking at example 1. Example 1 is on page 449. Okay. So consider the following table of group data representing the distribution of promotion marks of Mrs. Smith's maths class at the end of the grade 11 year. Question 1. Draw an ogive to represent the given data. So now to draw an ogive, people, I need to use certain values on this cumulative frequency table. Okay. So let's do the cumulative frequency column first. If this is 4, what goes here? 4. 4 plus 11 is 15. 15 plus 9 is 24. 24 plus 9 is 32. 32 plus 3 is? You will understand. You will see. So when we look at points to be plotted, we plot the end point of that class interval, which is 20, and the cumulative frequency, which is 4. So you got 40 and 50. Then we have 60 and 24. Then 80 and 32. Then 100 and okay. They're not doing that listening here. Okay, so at this point, now you guys will go to the next class. So I'll complete this explanation in the next lesson. And what you guys need to do is just watch it online later. Okay? Or tomorrow in your lesson. People enjoy the rest of your day. Good afternoon, class. Okay, so when we're drawing the ogive graph, as I've indicated that we're going to use the endpoint of the class interval and the cumulative frequency. So we went with 20 and 4, 40 and 15 and so on. Okay? Just copy this. So if we look at this information here, I'm going to throw this here. And in the exam, we will give you a grid sheet as well. Okay, you don't need the word ogive. So let me just minimize. Okay. So as you can see here, it's going from 0 to 20, then 20 to 40. Because of my space restriction here, so you're going to have your promotion mark at the bottom. So we write promotion mark. We write promotion mark. As a percentage it was. So it went from 0 to 20 all the way to 100. So it is 0, 20, 20 to 40, 40 to 60, 60 to 80, 80 to 100. Okay. If you look at my cumulative frequency, the cumulative frequency is 35. It was being the highest thing. So if I go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. So it's pretty. A lot of space still available. So let's go with 4. So 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28, 32, 36. So I can even go in threes. So 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24, 27, 33, 36. So it will fit snug in here. So I'm rather going to make the graph as big as possible so that when it comes to working out values pertaining the graph, it's going to be easier to do so. So here on your side, you'll write cumulative with the frequency. So we said we're going to go with 3. So it's 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24, 27, 30, 33, 36. Otherwise, we can do as we did in grade 11, or in grade 10, sorry. To decide how big your graph is going to be, we take the maximum divided by the amount of slots you have or lines you have. Okay. As you can see, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So 12 lines, and then 35 divided by 12 would have given us 35 divided by 12, given us 2,9. Of course, that gives us 3. We're not going to work with decimals when it comes to your spacings here. Okay. We always make it a bit bigger or more than what is given on the calculation so that it can fit into the graph here. So let's plot this point quickly. So we're going to plot 20 on your x, of course, and 4 on your y, or 20 on your promotion mark, and 4 on your cumulative frequency. So 20 and 4. So if this is 3, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so it's just by approximation now. So
Apology for the interruption. Mrs. Kleinans, can you please pass the
20 and 4.
Mrs. Kleinans.
So if that is 3, 4 will be approximately there. Okay. Then we have 40 and 15. So 40 and 15, so it's 9, 12, 15, so it's on that line. Okay. Then we got 60 and 24. 60 and 24 is on that line there as well. And then we got 80 and 32. 80, of course, and 33, just lower than that, below that. And then 135. 135 is approximately there. So what we do is we connect the dots with freehand. Okay, we don't use a ruler or anything other than drawing it freehand. Okay. So what we do now is we look at the lowest value, the smallest value here. And this lowest value is 0, of course. So what we do is we connect this point then to the 0 marking. Now sometimes you will see that the lowest value is something other than 0. Say for argument's sake it was 10. Then I would have connected that to 10 there, if it was a 10. But because it's 0, we connect it to 0 there. Okay. And that is what we call the grounding of that graph. Okay. Where did we get those values again? We got it from this. Okay. So So the point that was plotted is the end point of the cumulative frequency, the end point, sorry, of your interval, and your cumulative frequency corresponding value. All right. So let's look at B. B, we are told on the graph, indicate where you would read an estimate value of, in the first case, your median. So for the median, this is B1 now. So your median, because there are 35 values, is going to be 35 divided by 2. So it's odd amount of numbers, so it's going to be one number in the middle. 35 divided by 2 gives you 17.5, so it's the 18th number. So it's approximately the 18th person or the 18th entry. So when we look at that cumulative frequency, okay, so we go, the 18th entry is here. So what we do is we connect that, and as we can see, it's just less than this solid line there. So what we do is we take the value then just about less than that. So with our ruler, we put we make the dotted line here, and we take the reading in at the bottom. That solid line was 50, so we take a value just less than 50. So your median is approximately 48. Now, not everybody will get the same value. It is according to what your ogive looks like, and then we give you a mark according to that. Of course, that value that you're going to get there is not going to be less than 40 or more than 60. So any value between that is accepted, provided that your graph accommodates for that value that you have given us there. Okay? So for your that's how we calculate the median value. Then I want you to work out your lower quartile. The lower quartile or quartile 1. So since there are 18 numbers, 18 divided by 2 is going to be the 9th number. Or we say to work out your quartile 1 is worked out by saying 35 multiplied by, since there are 35 entries, 1 over 4. So it's going to be approximately, so we work out 35 divided by 4. Gives us an answer of 8,75, which is approximately the 9th number. Okay, so now again we go on the ogive. There's the 9th number. So again with our ruler, we go and cross. And as you can see, it's just shy of that solid line again. The solid line in this case is going to be between 20 and 40, which is of course 30. So just shy of 30 there. So let's make that also. It's either 29 or 28. I'm going to then say quartile 1 is approximately 28 or 29. Okay. I think the median The textbook has 46 as the median. For the first one, we got 48. And for the lower quartile, they got 30. And we got 28. So as I said, is within that given range there. So again, the median that you got, if you got a median between or less than, 40 or more than, less than 20 or more than 40. If that is the case, then of course your value can't be accepted. Okay. It must be realistic according to your diagram as well. And then to calculate your upper quartile, or your 75th percentile, or quartile 3, we just say it's going to be 35 times 3 over 4. So it's going to be approximately, times it by 3, gives me approximately 26.25. is the 26th entry, with the 26th person. So if you look here, there's 21, 24, 24. This is 27. So 26 is approximately here. Again with our ruler, and we take that readings about in the middle of that class thing. Okay. So that is 60, 70. In the middle of 60 and 70, of course, going to be Q3 is approximately 65. It's all by approximation. Okay. And according to the textbook, their value came in at 66.5, which puts us very close to that value there. Okay. It's going to be easier to do this on a grid paper. In the exams, we provide you with a grid paper as well. Okay. I'm going to pause this video and then do the second example 2 of the section of this examples for exercise 13.4. Alright, so now we're looking at the example on page. Let's get the page reference quickly. 451. Page 451. Okay, and this is for exercise 13.4, which is on page 453. So in example 2, we are told that in April 2010, the general statistics of the African Cup of Nations showed that Egypt was top of the log with 84 points, South Africa had 31. The table that follows show the group data figures for the points held by 34 nations in the league. The points have been grouped in intervals of 10, in 0 to 10, 10 to 20, and so on. So we are given the frequency, cumulative frequency is blank, and the values for the points to be plotted is also omitted here. The first question says, complete the columns in the table above. So let's complete the columns quickly. So firstly, it's going to be 12, and 12 plus 5 is 17. 17 plus 4, of course, is 21. 23, 25, 29, 32, 33, and of course 34. And as you can see here, there were 34 nations in total. Okay, and of course that will add up to 34. Points to be plotted, of course, is going to be the end point of the class interval and your cumulative frequency. So it's 10 and 12, 20 and 17, 30 and 21, 40 and 23, 50 and 25, 60 and 29, 70 and 32, 80 and 33, and of course 90 and 34. Then we are told that draw the cumulative frequency curve, which is the ogive to represent the given data. So I just need this column here. So to copy it. Okay, so this would be points, of course, on the x-axis. Points. So you is groups of 10, so it's going to be from 0 to 90. So it's 0, 20, 40, 60, 80, 100. Okay, so this has to be in 20s, 40, 60, 80, 100, of course. And of course, midway is going to be your 10, 30, 50, 70, 90. Okay. Because the diagram, because of the space here, I need to cram it a bit. Otherwise, if I had gone 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, I would then end off with 70 here. And we need to represent the full points interval there. So I would rather than make it a bit snug there in this case. Okay. While your frequency is at 34, so if you're going to go with your frequency at 34, so you have your right cumulative letter frequency. So that would be 34 being the highest. So if I go 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28, 32, 36. So that would fit. If I go with 4s, but I could go with 3s as well, it will be a bit bigger. Okay, so I'm rather going to use 3s. So it's 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24, 27, 30, 33, and 36. I think we went with the same spread in the previous example as well. The girls on that side, please, if you don't mind. Okay, the lights sit properly, Michael. Are you finished with the paper? Now, why are you wasting your time like this? Okay. So, so let's plot. We got 10 and 12. So remember 10 is in the middle. 10 and 12. And then we got 20 and 17. 15, 16, 17, which is approximately there. Then we have 30 and 21. Again, it's in the middle. 30 and 21. And then 40 and 23. 40 and 23, just less than 24. Then 50 and 25. That's 50. And 24, 25 is approximately there. 60 and 29. 60 and 27. 8, 9, just less than 30 there. 70 and 32. 70 and 32 is just under 33 there. 18 and 33 on that marking there. And then it's 80, so that is your 90 here. You don't have to write it in. But that's going to be your 34, which is approximately. You don't have to write this 90. Okay. So what we do is again, freehand, we connect the dots. Okay. Not with the ruler. And then we connect it to the minimum value of your lower boundary of your first interclass interval, which in this case is going to be 0. So you just connect it to the 0 mark. Okay. When we mark this, we give you a mark for drawing it freehand, for your coordinates, probably 2 marks, and 1 whole mark for grounding it properly here. Okay, again, if that was 5 here, they would have connected that to 5 and not to 0. That's a common mistake by learners. Okay, so we don't need this, we can take this away now. So let's answer the question. So use the graph to determine the approximate value of the median. Approximate value of the median. So as we know, the median is going to be a middle number of sorted data. Okay. So this belongs to C. Number 1, the median. Since there are 34 numbers here, so it's 34 multiplied by a half, which gives you the 17th person, so it's the 17th and 18th person. Okay. Let's just check here. It's going to be 34 divided by 2. 17, yes, 17 and 18. There we go. That is 18, so approximately here. as you can see, it is just more than this value, which is 20. And so I would have gone with the median is approximately 22. Okay, according to the textbook, the median is 21. So as again I'm indicating or stressing, it is to do with what your OJAV is, how your OJAV curve is doing. Definitely it won't be a value less than 20 or a value more than 30. Okay, it will be within that range. Okay, the second one says the lower quartile, so that is Q1. To work out Q1, it's going to be 34 times a quarter. Okay, so it's for the quarter mark of the data. It's again divided by 2, gives me 8.5, which is approximately the ninth number. As we know, it's all approximation, okay? So the ninth number, so it's above there, which has to be less than 10. So I've gone with 7. So Q1 or your lower quartile is approximately 7. Okay, according to the textbook, they got the lower quartile 6.5. 6.5. Then we got 7. Okay, so the third one. The third one says the upper quartile. Show where the readings are taken and working correct to one decimal. As you can see there by my dots, that is basically where the reading is taken. So if you want, you can put your Q1, Q2, and of course Q3 now will come into play. Q3, to work that out, is going to be 34 times 3 over 4. So that answer of 8.5 times 3 gives you 25.5. 3 over 4 times 34, no? 3 over 4 times 34. Okay, so 3 over 4 times 34 gives you 25.5. Okay, so it's approximately the 26th number, or 26th entry. So if this is 27, so it's just less than that. Again, I take it down all the way, and then I mark this Q3 at the bottom. Okay, so that is 50, so 57. So Q3 is approximately 57. And the value that they get is 53. Okay, which is not too far out, considering my graph is not really drawn to scale there. Okay, so let's look at D. I'm going to use red now. D says, use your graph to determine how many teams scored 70 goals or less. Okay, so if you look at your points, is it goals or points? Okay, this is points and they're talking about goals. I think they're referring to points. So if you're going with 70, so 70 is about there, 70 goals, so you go all the way up, so we take that reading there. Okay, so 70 is actually on this marking here. Okay, and that was 70 came in with 32. So 32 there. So how many scored 70 goals or less? 32. Okay. 70 points or less. Okay, I think that's behind the calculator, but it just stands 32 teams scored 70 points or less. Okay, let's look at E. E says, give the 66th percentile of this data set. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just take a read off. Okay, so I'm going to use a read again. Okay, don't miss too much on your OJAV graph because you won't be able to see your values there easily. Okay, so it says use calculate the 66th percentile. So the 66 part of 100 multiplied by 34 in total. So that gives you approximately 66 over 100. You would say 6 decile is going to be 6 over 10 times the total number, of course, of 34. So they give you the approximate 22nd entry or number. So we go with the 22nd. Okay? Yeah. So 21. So it's 22 is approximately there. So we just take this reading as it comes down there. Okay, so that is 30. So it's between 30 and 40, close to 40. So I would say 36, approximately 36. And their answer is 40. 40. I wouldn't go with 40 because 40 gives you 23. Okay? So I would take a value just less than 40. So I got to 36. So I would still stick with 36 or 38 there around. But never 40. Why? Because 40 is defined at that point to be 23. But because I got 22, it has to be less than that. Okay. So unless their value was 20, 23. Okay. Okay. Right. And then the last question, if we are told that, so we use this 60th percentile and all of those things we looked at already. If it's given that the maximum number of points was 84 and the minimum is 3, throw a box and whisker to represent this data set. Rounding values in the file number summary to the nearest whole number when necessary. Okay, so since we got the scale here, okay, and this is the answer to F. Since we got the scale, okay, we know that this is quartile 1. Sorry, quartile 2. Quartile 1 was just less than that marking there. And quartile 3 is on this here. So there's your box. Okay. The lowest value comes in at 3. So if this is 0, so 3 is approximately there. And the maximum value is 84. So 90 is here. So 84 is approximately there. So there's your box and whisker diagram. As you can see, the data is skewed to the left or positively, skewed to the right or positively skewed. Okay, so with that, you should be able to do exercise 13.4 on page 453. Do this every day.